What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video by me, Tina.
OG K-pop stan since 1998.
And another video that demonstrates me as a failed OG fan, especially for 21, a blackjack. Yeah, I'm talking about Sandara Park's festival music video. Life just got a little crazy. I mean, I went from blonde to brown in literally less than 24 hours. And then, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I redecorated my room. And a lot of health shit on the side. So now that I can sit and enjoy festival instead of rushing through it, that's what I'm about to do. I really, before I get to that, I really love the whole ta 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 ta. So I'm wondering if that's gonna be like one of the layers of the instrumentals in the song. I kept rewatching her and Daesung's version of that, Daesung from Big Bang. It just made my freaking OG YG heart so swollen. I will try my best to not get emotional because Sandara, she's always just been a very quirky, witty, happy celebrity person. I want to call her much more than a celebrity. She's a person. So I want to keep things happy here. And although I definitely praise Queen CL a lot, you would think that she is my 21 bias. My 21 bias is actually Sandara. She inspired me a lot in my dance years. Those who are dancers from Houston and you may be watching this video, I don't know, but if y'all, those who knew me back in the 2008, 2011, no, 2012, because that's when I officially retired, that era, a lot of my swag, I guess you can say, was very inspired off of Sandara. I even wore my hair up in her classic stick. I didn't go out. I did it and took a picture, but I didn't go out like that because I'm not bold like her. And I think also the fact that we're both November babies, although she's an 84 and I'm an 83, that just made her more of my bias, you know? But, okay, enough geeking out. Let's get to festival. I am late, so, yeah, here we go with Sandara Park's festival music video. Voiceover Tina here for a quick pause before we get things started. I would like to say an extra thanks to my Captain Jack Sparrows over on my Patreon for the extra support. Y'all literally keep my boat, aka my life, stay afloat along with the rest of the crew. Y'all are the savviest.
That's got to be the best part I've ever seen.
Alright, let's get it. I also love the concept of using Park, you know, her last name, to make a whole festival at the park. Oh, I hear the clapping. Oh my! How adorable. Aiki! Aww, it feels so good to hear her again. Hey. Look at her, y'all! Okay, wearing that outfit. Okay, damn, this is really sounding first gen. Why does this sound like deja vu? Or maybe it's just, I just feel nostalgic. Sorry, y'all, for pausing. I just had to reset. Hearing the way she ended off that pre-chorus, like her high note, da, 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 just hearing her soft like her Sandara's classic vocals is making me feel emotional. But anyway. Oh, this dance! Something about that happy days. Ooh. That rhythm. Hey! Aww. Ooh, transition. Ah! This is giving me Willy Wonka vibes too. Whimsical. familiar. I can't catch her name right now. Oh, that dance! Oh. You can literally hear the happiness in her vocals. The dancers are having a good ass time. Wow. This makes me think of Katy Perry. Uhm Jung Hwa? Okay. I have to fucking YouTube this. I'm shaking right now. I don't know why. Wow. Now just realizing that Sandara, who is considered an OG, I don't want to say senior just because of the word, but who's considered an OG nowadays, realizing that this is a cover of an OG, and seeing Uhm Jung Hwa pop up, and then now looking that up just because I was like, I have to. There has to be a reason why Uhm Jung Hwa isn't here and why the Happy Days part. And then I fucking YouTube it, and it shows a video that I remember seeing on a VHS tape way back in the 90s. Guys, I think my first video, I don't know if it's still up. I don't know if I privated it. My first video where I spoke about where basically I made like my OG KTBT, like my Korean Throwback Thursdays, and shared videos that got me into K-pop. I spoke about how my first VHS tape that I saw, my first performance I saw was Uhm Jung's Na Na Na, and then it went on to Jin Jeon's Gasoline, and then Uhm Jung Hwa's Poison. No, that's another song. Wait, what was Poison? Yeah, that one. And then HOT Wolf and Sheep. And then SES, like that was the one that the tape that got me not looking back after checking out Korean music for the first time. And I am talking, this is the longest I've ever talked in between a pause. I'm overwhelmed right now. I'm really overwhelmed. I was like, okay. Wow. I told myself, I was like, hold back, Tina. Just hold back. You know, don't be emotional. And I thought I was doing well until the ending of a huge realization. I mean, cameo of Uhm Jung Hwa. And the realization, the epiphany that this is a remake of Uhm Jung Hwa's song. And like, y'all, the first time I heard Uhm Jung Hwa say Happy Days was back in the 90s, and I'm hearing her do it again with Sandara. I think the reason why I get emotional, let me clear my throat first. I'm just gonna share this now. I've been saying that I've wanted to make like a off K-pop video talking about the years that I got bullied in middle school, and I've just been slacking. So I'm just gonna share a little story now. I had moved from the south side of Houston to the north side, and that was from 5th grade to 6th grade, basically jumped from elementary to middle school. And so coming here to the north side of Houston, it was such a big shock to me. You know, I lost all my friends. I developed a strong friendship with in elementary. So going to middle school, it was not only frightening because of it being a new level of schoolness, but I didn't have my friends there. And where I used to live, there weren't many Asians. Like, my best friend is Vietnamese from elementary, but other than me and her, there was no other Asians. So when I moved up to the north side, so many Asians in my neighborhood. Like, there was a whole lunch table in middle school that was nothing full of Asians, and they looked so cool. They all had that, what's the guy that used to draw those little cute Johnny something? They all had the Jingo wide legs. They all had like the hair behind their ears and then the 2 pieces of hair here. Like, they just seemed so cool, and I was really intimidated. And then I felt so happy because they ended up befriending me, like becoming my friend, talking to me, inviting me to their table. When they would stay after school just to like hang out, I used to hang out with them. I felt so like, not only did I find new friends, but more like friends. Again, when I was younger in 6th grade, I didn't see that many Asians, so it like was like a shock to me, only to find out that they basically used me as the joke, like the inside joke amongst them. They were all the friends that all grew up together, and I looked very different to them, I guess you can say. I don't want to say all the words that they called me here, well, because first of all, I don't know if YouTube will allow it, but 2, I don't want it to trigger too many people. But they weren't nice words at all. They made me feel very like as if I wasn't already feeling like an outcast coming from south to north and not knowing anybody. They not only made me feel accepted, and then pulled it right back, but they made fun of me and they bullied the hell out of me. I'll share one detail. Why am I doing this right now? I'll share one detail. There was one guy, like the popular guy within that clique, that I had a crush on, and one of the chicks. This is literally, it sounds like a Mean Girls story. You know, Mean Girls is the movie, but this is a real story. This is my story, the truth, not my truth, the truth. So there was the main guy in the clique, and I had a crush on him, and then the main girl was like, "Oh, you like him? I'll try and introduce you to him." And I was like, "Oh no, I can't." Like, you know, this being really shy, and I was intimidated because he's like the popular guy. And she's like, "No, I know what you can do to make him like you. You just write a letter, and then I'll give it to him. And then when he reads it, he gets all happy, and he asks who it's from. I'll tell him." I was like, "Okay," and I was gullible, you know. I did it. I wrote a letter, I had her approve it, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give some. He's gonna really like it." Next day, in gym class, all of a sudden, nobody was talking to me anymore, and I would go up to them and say, "Hey, blah blah blah." I don't want to say their name, and they would just be like really cold and short with me, like, "Hi," and they're like kind of snickering, and I'm like, I had a feeling that they were laughing at me, but then I thought maybe I'm just being paranoid. And in our gym class, we would sit line. And I sat at the front of the line because they did it by like last name alphabetical order. And all the Asians of that clique in that gym class all sat in the back. And that guy was there too. And amongst the girl who gave him the letter. And they were all like laughing, and everyone was laughing at him. I can feel it. I can just feel the joke, the mocking. And I was just so scared. I didn't even want to look. I just sat, you know, like this. I remember having my Tweety Bird headband to hold my hair back. And then I just remember hearing out of nowhere someone saying, "You, hey, you there." And then I was like, it sounds like that guy. And I have a feeling he's talking to me because of the issue. But I'm too scared to turn around. And the girl that sat behind me tapped me. She said, "Hey, that guy's talking to you." And I turned. And then I think because of everyone making fun of him because of me, because I wasn't considered, like, back in the day, I was a little, like, I thought I was fine, but to their standards, I was fat, I was too tan, and and my hair was too big and dark. Cause my hair is naturally wavy. So, and back then I did not know how to brush my hair. So I guess it appeared, I don't know, like a lioness. But so I turned and I looked at him, just very small angle. And I guess to protect his ego, he shouts out, I'm sorry if this triggers y'all, but he shouts out, "I hate you, you ugly, fat Cambodian bitch." And when he did that, I just turned around. I didn't do anything. I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. I was just shocked to the core. And everyone in the gym, the laughs went from him to me. And after that, that's what everyone called me throughout the year. That specific phrase. No, I mean, not the "I hate you" part, but what came after it. So, but back to this, connecting this back here. When I went back home, I just remember feeling really like I wanted to move back to where I was, or I wanted to move away. I didn't want to be there anymore. And everyone in my family knew that I was going through it, but they just thought, oh, she's just, going from 12 to 13, was I 12 to 13? Getting into her teens, so she's just being moody. And then I remember hanging out with my cousin who had a Korean friend at the time. And she remembers seeing how sad I was, and she heard that I was bullied, and she wanted to include me in her, because I considered my cousin cool, and at the time she was definitely really cool and much older than me. Well, not much, 2 years. But she wanted me to feel included in something because she felt sad for me. So she said, "Hey, Tina, we're gonna watch this video. You want to come check it out?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And even I felt so insecure that even amongst my cousin inviting me to watch a video, I felt like, oh shit, I'm accepted. So they pushed in that VHS. It was some SBS Inkigayo show, something back in the day, and it played all those performances. And me watching it, I was like, wow, like, not only, okay, because you know how I mentioned that I didn't grow up with knowing a bunch of Asians. So when I met a bunch of Asians to where I moved, I thought they were my friends, ended up bullying me. Then I see a bunch of Asians on a VHS tape singing, dancing, like Uhm Jung, badass dancer. And I was like, oh my God, I thought only Michael Jackson danced, so I was so enamored. I was so just taken aback and so impressed that I saw, I guess you can say, this new group of Asians that I saw permeated over the group of Asians that I thought were gonna be my friends but destroyed me. So ever since that moment, ever since me watching that VHS tape, it brought my confidence back to be like, you know what, screw those people. I don't care what they call me. I'm just gonna go on. And the more I got reminded of what happened, the more I yearned and looked for these VHS tapes. And I remember forcing my grandpa to drive to Koreatown in Houston and going to every entertainment store just to find videos. And I even remember finding a poster of Tony An from HOT from the Wolf and Sheep days. Yeah, so wow, I just did a crazy storytelling time there for y'all, but I just felt it was a good time for me to finally share that story in full detail. I think I may have shared like little details about that somewhere, but this is like the full story and why it ties in with me watching a VHS tape and me tying in to why I've been an OG K-pop stan since 1998. 1998 is when that happened. Not the year I was born. That's the year that happened. Okay, well, Sandara not only made me feel nostalgic traveling back to 21 blackjack moments, but back to Uhm Jung Hwa, then back to remembering me being bullied, and back to remembering why K-pop saved my life and why I still love it today as someone who's going to turn 40 in November this year. Anyways, if y'all listened to that whole story and just stayed by me listening to all that, I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, and until the next video coming up, peace.